Hello, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. And if you guys are new here, welcome. And if you guys haven't already, definitely hit the subscribe button right there, right in the corner. And today I'm going to sit down with one of the winners from the House of Balmain from the hit show Legendary on HBO Max. And his name is Legendary Father Jamari Balmain. And I cannot wait because he is going to answer questions about his time on the show, his experience, some tips and tricks for houses to get further along in the show and to win, and also his reaction to Eyricka Lanvin, Legendary Eyricka Lanvin's interview that I did with her. I'm going to list that in up at the top corner somewhere, so make sure you guys go check that out. And just stuff that he wants to accomplish and just everything that's ballroom related. It's going to be very fun, very informative, and very juicy. So sit back, grab a snack, you guys, grab a drink, and get ready for the Legendary Father Jamari Balmain. First and foremost, thank you so much, Jamari, for sitting down with me. And also, congratulations to you and the House of Balmain for winning the Legendary Trophy and the $100,000. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel about winning?
I feel great. I feel like winning was something that I really wanted, and so I just put forth the best effort to do so, and I did.
Yeah, you definitely did. So the first thing I want to, yeah, you guys did. When approached doing Legendary, were you iffy or were you ready to go?
When approached originally, which was 2.5 years ago, I was super excited. So we were initially approached 2 years ago, and the show was supposed to have been on Bravo, but they wanted to change things around and do it their way. And so Scout, which is the production company that got us, that scouted us, funny, wanted to keep it as authentic as possible. And so they continued to shop it around until we finally got picked up by HBO. So the initial plan, I was super excited. But as I waited 2 years for them to be like, okay, I think we got it, I was like, well, 2 years now, I quit. It's fine. But they initially ended up getting HBO to pull through. So it was once we got the okay, I was a little bit better with the decision.
Did you know how many houses were already included, or were you one of the first houses to get picked to be on the show?
Originally there was Saint Laurent, there was Mizza when they were Mizza at the time. There was Rodeo, Ninja, and then I was Balmain then. Yeah.
Okay. So predominantly those are West Coast houses right now. So it all originally started in the West Coast. Is that correct?
Yes, it originally was supposed to be a West Coast thing, but I'm assuming as we went on, they started to get more of a vibe of the East Coast, and so they wanted to bring more of the East Coast into play. So they just started to, I guess, reach out to more people. We really didn't have any insight on how the casting went. It was pretty much, they called us, told us, reach out to your houses and give them, the okay that we're doing this, and have them reach out to us and give us emails and social media. And then I guess they went from there. Because a lot of the casting came from, personality that they liked, that they saw on their Instagram or their YouTube or wherever they saw them. So that was pretty much how casting happened. It wasn't like I didn't pick and choose. I gave them a bunch of names. They gave me some names of people that they wanted. And I literally was just like, that's all. We didn't really get to choose. They just pretty much chose off personality who they felt fit the criteria of the show.
Okay, so now moving on to actually being selected and the ball is rolling. What three things did you encourage your children or say to your children before you hit the floor?
Three things I said to my children before we hit the floor. Number one, have fun. Number two, no matter the outcome, they are amazing. And number three, have fun.
Right.
That was my main push. Like, just have fun. Treat it as if it was a normal ball and just have a good time and put on a show.
After getting through that first function, what were you feeling then?
I was super excited after the first function. Like, just being able to be a part of the show and getting to do all the stuff that we don't get to do at a regular ball was kind of awesome. The lights, the cameras, the audience. It was pretty amazing. That felt like me, on a regular, like, just having a performance. So it was pretty fun. I was more so excited that the kids were ecstatic about being able to perform and it being more of a show for them than it was a ball. So that was the best part for me. I really enjoyed being able to perform because normally if I do a production, it's usually just me by myself and my dancer friend. So to be able to do it with my kids was kind of cool. So
when the episode came where you guys were bottom two, what was going through your mind, and did you feel like you deserved that?
What was going through my mind was I wanted to go home, to be truthfully honest. I was upset because our costumes were wrong. I was a little upset at production because they decided to take one of the categories out, so we had to rethink everything all over again. Because originally I was supposed to do hair, Calypso was supposed to walk face, Gravity was supposed to walk Bizarre, but they took Bizarre out. And then the runway was supposed to be Callie, me, and Tori. But that all got kind of flipped around because they eliminated Bizarre, so we had to switch things around. So I was already upset about that because I felt the original plan was a lot stronger than what we had to flip. And so I was very uncomfortable with going into that. But as we had rehearsals and costumes and stuff were being made, I kind of was a little more at ease with what was going on. Then the actual ball happened and costumes were still messed up. My anxiety started to kick in and I started to like secretly spaz out. And so as we got chopped, my heart dropped a little bit. Then we got chopped again. I was like, okay, if we just make it through this next one, we'll be fine. And then when we got chopped again, I was like, okay, so now we have to battle. But my mind frame wasn't on the battle. It was mainly on the fact of why we were getting chopped. At that point, this was when judges were new. They didn't know. They were just judging off impulse, of what they liked. They didn't really understand ballroom, so that was a little upsetting, one thing. Then costumes were being wrong, and they were, critiquing our costumes and our look, and they weren't what we asked for. And then having to be in the bottom, I was just super, super pissed. Like, I literally told production and everybody that I wasn't going on stage. I told my kids I left them down, but this ain't for me. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, it was fun at the beginning because it was more so of a show thing, but when this started to be like a fucked up production, I kind of like, and not on the production side, just in general, like it became a shit show. Like, I was just like, I don't want to be a part of it because I felt like I could be doing better, on my own. And so when all of that transpired, it was kind of like, I'm going home. I literally told them, like, I'm not going on stage. So I told my kids, I'm sorry, but I don't want to do this anymore. I'm stressed out. I don't want to be stressed out. I'm going to go home. And so when they were calling me to go back on stage, I was literally like, I just told you guys I'm not going, so just cancel it. Then Tanisha Scott, Jack, Gorgeous Gucci, and King James, Lil James, they all talked to me and was like, you have to do this. You came on this show for your kids. You have to be that parent. You can't let your kids down. And they came to me one by one. And it was kind of like, Tanisha came and she was my like spirit animal the whole time I was there. She was like my spiritual guru. She kept me in good spirits, her and Jordan. And she was like, you can't give up. I believe in you. Like, you have to do this. I'm like, oh, girl, whatever. And then Jack came, and Jack was like, Jamari, you are amazing. You have to do this for your kids. Da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm still not doing it. And then James came and put his forehead against mine and was like, look at me. You have to do this. I was like, I don't want to battle you. Like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want it to be, that feeling is something, I'll get to that. But I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to battle. I don't want to crush anyone's dream. Like, I just don't want to. I'd rather go home. And he was like, no, you have to do this for your kids. Don't think of it like that. Think of this as you really having to be a parent for your kids. And he was just like being very supportive of that. And I was like, fine, okay. So I ended up going on stage. And at that point, in my head, I think my kids kind of felt it. I was just going to stand there and just let Wilma vote down. I was just going to stand there and let them send me home. But I looked over at my kids and I just saw, like, they looked so sad. And Calypso was in. Calypso had already changed clothes. Calypso was like, oh, if he not battling, because they know me. They already know that I was going to be like, pay it. She's like, if he don't battle, I'm already dressed. They already had a plan. I didn't know anything about this plan until afterwards. But I look over and Calypso, like, is putting on high heels and, like, changing her clothes. And she's like, Dad, if you need me, I got it. And I looked, and I was like, nah, I can't let them go out like that. I can't let them, fight. I don't want them to have to fight. It's my job. So looking at them, like, so ready to, like, storm for me, kind of, like, put me in a place like, nah, I got it, y'all. Don't do it. I got it. We good. I looked at Calypso. I was like, I got it. She was like, are you sure? Hopping on one foot, putting her heel on. I'm like, yes, I got it.
Yeah.
She's like, okay. And then my whole attitude changed. It was more so now a fight for me. It wasn't just like, okay, I want to battle for shits and giggles. But it kind of threw me off because I looked over. Woman had a new hair. She had a new outfit on. And I had on this tight suit that I could barely walk in. And I was like, oh, my God, I can't even move in these pants. So I literally just started peeling off. I almost took my pants off, but I was like, no, I can't do that. They won't hear this. So my mind immediately went from, like, wanting to go home to, like, Mama Bear. Like, I had to fight, and I had to and the only way I would feel better is if I won. So I had to fight really hard to make sure that I won. And when I did, I was so excited, not just because I won, but because they got a chance to, like, actually do something. So that was kind of like the most anxious I've ever felt in my life. Like, I've never felt like waiting for them to choose was like the most nerve-wracking thing ever. Like, just sitting there and it's like, you guys didn't really get a good glimpse. Like, these pauses that they gave us were like the most dramatic thing ever. Like, people were like, and we're like,
you're like, hello?
Say something. Like, fuck, I just want to know if I'm going home or if I'm not going home. Like, just say something. And so when they finally give you the, like, Pasta Balmain, we're like, oh, that's why you'll see us, like, so stressed out and, like, that sigh of relief. Everybody's crying because it's like, God damn it, thank you. Like, that's all I've been waiting on. So that was, like, the most dramatic thing ever I've experienced ever in my life.
You talked about the authenticity of the show. So do you think that the show was really authentic of what a ball is?
I think as far as the process, yes. As far as visually, the way they filmed it, no, but only to ballroom spectators. So people looking in who go to balls, they're like, oh, this is a ball. This is what we see on a regular. But ballroom people don't see that because, we're there and it's a big difference for us. So a lot of it, to me, I do think it's authentic because it was literally like a ball every 4 days. We had to prep makeup and hair. We had to make sure our productions were on. We had to practice. Like, it was literally like a ball. And it's every 4 days. So that was the most strenuous part of it because normal balls are like once a month. We don't go to balls every 4 days for a whole 2 months. It's usually one ball, 2 balls, and we already, we sit on it. But this a ball every 4 days, it's like, yeah, this is a ball. Like, okay, we got to plan and get ready. We got 2 days to get music. Like, no shade, let's do this. So to me, I felt it was very authentic as far as the production and how it was done. I mean, ran as far as like show day and like ball time. Yes, I do feel like it was authentic. As far as the view of it, I don't think that was very authentic. I think the viewing was a little bit off just because like camera angles and what they were capturing versus like what they should have been capturing. And judges, to me, it's like going to a regular ball. Judges are going to have their opinion. They're going to either like it or they're not. And yes, it was bad that they didn't understand the culture, but to me, I felt like that was a better thing because it's one thing to have a panel full of people who already know you and know what you're capable of. And, you know, they're just like, oh, yes, bitch, that was cunt. I know what you get. For then to have people who don't know you've never seen you, don't even probably like are in a different like level to where when they do see you, they're like, well, who the fuck? Like, we don't know these people. And then you can wow them and make them fall in love with you. Like, I think that was the best part of the judges because you got a sense of, like, for me, like, real ballroom when I first started, people didn't know me in ballroom. So I had to fight and, you know, show them what I'm capable of in order for them to at least give me my tinge or let me beat someone. So I do feel like it was authentic to me. Just because they weren't ballroom people doesn't mean that it wasn't right. It's still judging. So to me, I do feel like they could have had more ballroom people, but when I look back at it, I'm glad that they did.
If you were to suggest to the writers, producers, and directors of Legendary on HBO Max to make it a little bit more authentic and true to the culture, what would you suggest, or do you think you should just leave it the way it is?
I would definitely suggest hiring Caesar and his crew as far as camera-wise because they know exactly what they're doing for ballroom. They know how to capture it. I do think they need to up their budget when it comes to music and being able to use samples because a lot of stuff fell apart because, you know, music couldn't be used because of X, Y, and Z. Also, I do think like maybe having 7 judges instead of 5, like, you know, normal balls usually have 7 to 9 judges. So I think having 7 would be good. I do enjoy the fact that they want to use celebrities, but I do feel like maybe having another ballroom aspect person on there.
Do you think that these celebrity judges need to have like a blueprint as far as like a bullet point sheet of to what to look for versus saying, you know, Eyricka had stated that Megan Thee Stallion didn't really know what she was looking for versus saying, oh, that was sexy, so that was you're gonna get my vote versus no, we're not looking for sexy, we're looking for Vogue.
When you go to certain judges, you have Ashley on the panel that looks for an XYZ. You have Laomi who's going to be on the panel who looks for something else. You can't tell somebody what they like because I love sexy Vogue. I'll vote over someone's Vogue who's dramatic and sloppy and give it to somebody. You know you like a sexy cunt Vogue.
I do like a cunt Vogue. I like a little cunt.
I can't say that that's wrong because you like what you like. All judges are the same. You know, you get on a panel, you get there and the panel is lit. You know, they're already drunk, so they may not just like you because you got on pink. I do think like all balls should have that they don't have. When a category is called, the commentator should let them know what it is and what it is, what they're looking for. That way, the judges go, oh, okay, all pink, no black. Okay, got it. Let's go.
Going into the competition and throughout the competition, did you feel like you had any competition with other houses? Did you look like, okay, I have to watch out for this house and this house? Or were you like, we got this in the bag?
The only house that I felt like, houses I felt like were going to be trouble were the Lanvins and the Ninjas. And not because I don't think anyone else is good. I just feel like I know Pac Rat and Carlos, and they're very good with choreography. And this show was about team effort and choreography, so I know they were going to be good. Ninja was a house full of dancers. It's not because I know Dolores. It's because I know that they're all dancers, and choreography would be easy for them to pick up. The other houses, I don't really know them. So I didn't really have any, I didn't feel any threat because I didn't feel like choreography-wise I would have to worry because I don't know what they're capable of. And because I don't know them, I didn't worry about them. And because I know Pac Rat and Carlos and I know Dolores and her whole team, I was like, okay, they're going to have great choreography and they're going to be really clean. So we have to always be on our A game because of them. So those were the main 2 houses that I really thought about when it came to okay, these bitches, we got to make sure we're in time because we ain't got time.
What effect and what ball did you like the most?
I would have to go with the circus, our circus berserkers. Like that suit I had on with that like half see-through like raincoat. Oh my god, it was so dope to me. Like I want that suit so bad. I was like, Johnny, send me that suit. It's dope. I think that was my favorite because like it was really me. Like I got to do, you know, I love Halloween. That's like I like Halloween more than I like my birthday. So being able to like create this person, anytime I get to like change me is fun, and I love that makeup that I did. I did my own makeup, so like those costumes, the hair, like I think that was like my favorite. Calypso's dress turning from a dress into a tent, like that was like my favorite.
Now going into season 2, because it just got renewed, what 3 things would you tell the houses to get ready for and be prepared for?
3 things I would tell the houses to get ready for and be prepared for. 1, get along. You have to get along. There's no way this is going to work. There can only be one chief and the rest have to be Indians. Or everybody has to be Indians and you guys just have to figure out who's going to chief. But somebody has to be in charge. 2, I would say think ahead. Don't wait till the day of to try to plan things. Like when they give you the syllabus of things that needs to be happening for the whole time you're there, plan ahead. Plan your music ahead, plan your choreography ahead, plan your costumes ahead, plan your hair and makeup ahead, because when it starts, you will not have time to be trying to plan and do things. It's going to be
1, 2, 3
really quick. And number 3, be respectful. Like go in there and have great showmanship, great teamwork, great like enthusiasm. Like don't be like sore losers. If you lose, still be cool. Like have great sportsmanship. Don't go in it thinking like ballroom. Think like competition. I don't know if you've ever done dance competition or any type of competition. Go in it with the mind frame that you have to be the best you can be and not worry about everybody else. Because when you start to worry about everybody else, you start to get lost. And I feel like just stay focused, be humble, and have great sportsmanship.
Let's talk about season 2. Do you think that you should partake in like a hand down of the trophy to the newest house that wins the legendary trophy and the 100K? If so, why? And if not, no.
Fuck that. I want to fight for my throne. I ain't trying to give up shit. I would rather that, but I would definitely partake in, you know, the handing down of throne if that was needed. But I would much rather fight for my throne than to hand it down. So
yes.
HBO, if you're watching.
Okay, I do like the fact that you said that I want to battle of giving away my crown. That was dope as hell to me. And so do you think it should just be like battle for the win, like, you know, process of elimination for that?
I think it would be kind of cool if like how they did the villains, like they do us and we come back and we come to take somebody's spot for the show. And if we beat them, we take their spot, we come in the show and compete again. Or they just do like top 3 and then they make us all battle or something, like a battle royale or something, like with the best production wins type situation. I don't know how to do it, but I think it would be really dope if we came in and like kind of like, you know, we don't want to give up our throne was good.
So now let's dive into some of my subscriber questions that they had for you. So the first question I picked was, I'm a queer man from Morocco and I want to find a underground ballroom scene in Morocco. I know it's not going to be easy. Any advice?
I say like just throw a mini ball, find a venue that you can have at Old Dark 30 at night, find a group of people that are into ballroom, really go out and like pass out flyers, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you need, or however you get, the attention in Morocco. I don't know how it's done there. But most definitely, like, spread the word and see how many people are even in Morocco that are a part of ballroom or close to Morocco. If you can go to another city, we travel from city to city to do it. So maybe if there's a city closer that there's more ballroom people, maybe you should go there and throw a mini ball and see, how that goes. And then if it goes good, then the word spreads even more. Then throw a big ball. I just say, like, travel around and see what city closest to you has the most ballroom people, so you can try to put it together and throw a function. That's the only way it's going to happen.
So the next question I have was, my question is, what made him choose that select group of children? Also, if he had to choose, which of the other houses from this season would make a great return house?
I didn't really get to choose my kids. Like I said, they got chose off personality, and that's pretty much how they got here. I would have loved to choose, tried to choose, but, shit happens. And as far as, I would love to see the West come back and actually, show us what they have. I would love to see the Ninjas come back. I would have liked to see the Ebony's back and the Saint Laurents, just to see what they would give.
And this was just a fun comment. This is actually fun when someone from your house, he wanted to know, ask him what brand of shoes I'm supposed to get him are. I could just text him, but this is more fun. And that's from Gravity.
Random shoes. Oh, he broke my shoes while, damn it, he was doing this Vogue thing on his tippy toes and ripped the bottom of my shoe off. So I would like the same pair of shoes, Dolls Kill, thigh-high patent leather. I would like that back, please.
Yes.
Thanks.
The next question I chose was, hey, Miss Gorgeous Belle, thanks for including my question for Eyricka, for Jamari. The question I chose that they asked, because they asked 3, I'm going to pick one. And they says, who would he like to see judge Legendary Season 2? I would love Teyana Taylor.
I would love Teyana Taylor as well. If not Teyana Taylor, Lakili 47. They know ballroom. They deal with ballroom people all the time. They know the lingo. They know how to judge. They know what to look for. So I think Lakili 47 or Teyana Taylor will be amazing. But I would rather see myself there for Season 2.
Yes, put it manifestation, honey. The next question I have, which is the last question, I chose, yes, Valery, you're really pushing out great content. Thank you. I want to know what he thought about Mother Eyricka Lanvin saying they weren't deserving of the win and the 100K.
I really don't care what she says, but it actually didn't bother me, to be truthfully honest. I feel like that's a sore loser trait. People that don't like to lose have bad things to say about the people who win, and that's really not, I guess, it doesn't bother me in that sense, because I just felt like that was some sore loser shit. Everybody else on the house was like, congratulations, brother. Even if it was fake, they still congratulated. It wasn't like, on some evil shit. And I just feel like in that instant, I wouldn't have done that. I would have said, congratulations, girl, I'll get you next time, just like any other ball. When you have good sportsmanship and you lose, it should be fire to win the next time. It shouldn't be hate and trying to tarnish someone's name because they won. Like, that whole justice for Lanvin. Like, I get it. I mean, get your money, do your thing, but don't make it seem like you are robbed. Because we didn't rob you, I don't steal. That's number one. And number 2, like, we did exactly what we wanted to do that day, just like they did exactly what they wanted to do that day. And if we were just better than you that day, then just accept it and be better next time. Don't feel like tarnishing our name, or let me not say tarnishing, trying to tarnish our name by saying you were robbed by us. I think that's stupid. I think that's like really, really dumb, because you weren't robbed. You just so happened to lose. Like, you win some, you lose some. You did great during the whole season, and then you just so happened to slack off this last episode. And we didn't. We had a lot to prove. The fact that we didn't win Superior House the whole time. Everybody's like, well, you didn't win Superior House the whole time. I'm like, well, you don't win a ball every day. And when you do win a ball, it doesn't accumulate to the next ball. You lose. And just because you did good 2 weeks in a row doesn't mean the next ball you're going to win. These balls, like they told us from the beginning, they told us when we first got there, none of these balls accumulate to anything. When you win a ball, you win it. The next day, we take the trophy from you, and you start all over again. So for them to feel like, well, we won 4 times, we got this in the bag. In my head, I'm like, y'all won 4 times, y'all got this in the bag. Y'all were also in the bottom twice. And y'all still not, like, completely consistent the whole show. I can see if they were just, like, snatching trophies every episode, then I'd be like, damn, bitch, that's fucked up that y'all lost the last one. But, I mean, everybody had their ups and downs, and we just happened to coast through. And like I told my kids, after the first episode, we thought we had it in the bag, and we didn't get Superior Trophy. I told them to never say it again. Don't say it again. Don't say we're going to win. Don't say nothing of that, because when the cameras, what I was thinking about was TV. When this airs, they're going to say, we're going to win, we're going to win, we're going to win. And the next thing you know, we get kicked off. We ain't trying to do that. Don't say nothing about winning. Just keep your head forward and just keep your eye on the prize. Just keep going, and just keep going. And we did, and we got there. And then that last episode, like, I didn't want any extra nothing. I just wanted to put on great choreography and a great show. And so my mind frame was just in a place of competition zone. It wasn't about ballroom. It wasn't about winning. It was about putting on a good show and may the best man win. Or woman, in that case. But that whole, like, saying that they were robbed thing is just, I don't know. It's a Judy thing, and everybody, and you know, I like listening to the comments of people that don't know me and don't know ballroom, because they're going to say what they feel is real, whether they feel like Lanvin should have won or not. It's good to hear people say they did really good, but they did kind of slack off because they already thought they had it in the bag. And to me, I like their performance, but it didn't give like their alien performance. Like, it didn't give like a show. It gave, to me, when I first saw it, I felt like contemporary dance. I was like, oh damn, they doing like contemporary dance with a monologue in the background. I just expected them to hit so much harder. And so when we came out of the gate with like aggression and anger, it was a different feel. And so just hearing them say that makes me feel like you're sore losers. Like, and at the end of the day, you're sore loser. Like, because if we would have lost, we would have congratulated them, and it would have been nothing said. Because that's just how we carry ourselves. We're not going to downplay you because, oh, it was just for TV. Oh, it was just because they cried. Oh, it was just because of this. It's always just because of something. Why can't it just because we were better than you that day? We just don't happen to be better than you that day.
So with my interview with Eyricka, were there any cahoots with HBO, or let's just say favoritism?
Cahoots?
Listen.
Favoritism? Like,
the people want to know from your mouth.
I'm going to say this. If you go to any production, see, that's the difference. I came into this world as a professional dancer, so being on productions and sets was something that I knew about. I didn't go on to set acting all loud and crazy and trying to be center of attention and cameras on me. We went to set. We sat where we were supposed to sit. We stayed quiet. We did what we were supposed to do, and we left. I don't understand how people feel like there was favoritism because of that, but I just feel like if you get on people's nerves, guess what? You get on people's nerves. And if you come into the workspace and do what you're supposed to do, then people will be like, okay, I can work with you again. You're not going to work with somebody that come in there to do your hair and makeup, and you're like, girl, I can't do this. You're like, thank you, I really appreciate it. Never calling that bitch again. And that's just simple as that. I knew going into a workspace that we needed to be focused and head forward about working. This was a job. We were getting paid to be there. This was a job. So this was not like just going to have fun and willy-nilly having a good time all the time, because that's not the case. And so if people think there was favoritism to the House of Balmain because of that, then sucks for you, because that's just called working. But I don't think there was favoritism through the show. I feel like people created bonds. A lot of people loved Zelle. A lot of people loved Pack Rat throughout the cast, throughout the production, throughout the judges. So we were not like, well, she liked, for instance, Law loved Gucci's. We weren't like, well, our thing, we weren't like, well, girl, we're not gonna get a vote for her, because no, our thing was, we need to make this bitch fall in love with us. Do what we can to make Law like us. It wasn't about, well, girl, it don't matter. She gonna pick Gorgeous Gucci anyway because that's what she loves. She gonna pick Eyricka because that's what she loves. Nah, bitch, we trying to take the shine from you. We're not finna sit there. So there was a lot of favoritism, but that's when people fall in love with you. They had time, 2 months, to fall in love with us. Of course, they're gonna pick and choose their favorites. Jamila loved me and the Balmains, and I respect that. But I wasn't trying to use that as fuel to why she voted for me, because there's been times where she didn't vote for Balmain. And was I going to get mad at her for that? Law voted for us probably like once or twice. I wasn't like, Law don't like us. Da, 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 da. He just like, no. We knew who his favorites were when we tried to beat y'all. We weren't going to go in and be, sourpuss about it. We were just going to go in there and do what we had to do. And if he liked it, he liked it. If he didn't, okay, there's another ball. We'll try again. And exactly what we did, the last ball, he said, I loved it. The first, I loved it, the whole show. So, bitch, I was happy. The final finale, you said I love it. That's all I wanted. That's all I needed.
If you would have to say one thing about each main judge, what would you say?
I would say about Law, he's a stickler. And I loved him for that, because he's that one judge at a ball that you always have to try to impress, that you have to attack with fashion and moves and beauty, because at the end of the day, that's what he's going to look for. If you don't got it, you might as well cancel it. And I do love him for that, because he made us fight for that beauty, that glam, that, that wow factor look. I love Megan, because Megan was like a little kid. Like, all you had to do was excite Megan, and it was a wrap. Excite Megan, do something sexy, and you good. And I loved her for that, because, again, I love sex appeal. So that was a great thing for me, because I could channel into my sexy side and do things that I know would make Megan fall in love. Jamila was like the heart. Like, I feel like Jamila, anything that touched her on the inside, as far as like her heart, her spirit, and her soul, and captivated her that way. Yes, beauty and stuff definitely made her feel a certain type of way, but when you can captivate her with just like passion and excitement and love, I think that was why she was there, and I love that for her. Naomi was definitely ballroom. She was the ballroom of the show. She definitely gave insight to ballroom. She let us know, like, if she didn't feel like there were enough elements that, that you guys didn't hear it, but the first episode when we did it, she was like, I don't think there was enough elements in it. So I don't think if you noticed when we did the circus thing and we did the little Vogue part, we did it directly to her because we wanted her to see our Vogue. So, those things, hearing her say, like, made us push to do, like, better things as far as voguing and bringing that aspect, because I'm a dancer. I tend to dip out of Vogue and start doing choreography for dancers, and I'm like, oh shit, we gotta vote. Stay focused. Gotcha. So those are like the most amazing things about them, because if you saw them for that and not for like the anger or whatever, the hate or stuff, it made you better throughout the show, versus like pushing you to the point where you're like, girl, well, pay it. They're not gonna pick me anyway. And it made us want to fight. Especially me. It made me like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make y'all love me tonight.
So your favorite guest judge of the season?
My favorite guest judge would have to be Tamar. I think Tamar was the most vocal when it came to like judging and visual and saying what she had to say. Like, if she didn't like it, she said she didn't like it. Like, Calypso's wig came off, and she, like, a lot of commentary that I think you guys should have heard, you guys didn't get to hear. Like, she was like, for me, she's bald as well. She was like, that threw her off, that her wig got caught in her costume. She was like, I would have voted for you, but that wig, I like that. Give us critiques. That way now Calypso knows if she does a wig reveal, she needs to make sure it doesn't get caught in her costume. And I appreciated her for that. I appreciated her her realism about what she liked. I appreciated even when she was lusting over Jarrell. Like, I loved all that. Like, so that was my favorite judge because she was very like vocal about everything that she liked and disliked. And I think a lot of judges were just like, oh, that was cool. Oh, I like that. Oh, that was great. Not really like saying, I like that, but I'm gonna tell you why I like it. Or I chose him and I'm gonna tell you why I chose him. Like, I like that about her.
One thing you would say about the Master of Ceremonies, Deshaun Lanvin, the commentator?
I would say, just again, those pinpoints in the very beginning, try to like get those out so that the judges do know what's going on versus everybody saying, well, they didn't know what's going on. And that's it. Deshaun did a really good job to me. I think it was his first time, so I feel like the second time around he'll be a little bit more loose and he'll feel like when you do something, you don't know how far you can push things. So I feel like he can push things a little bit further with things that he want to say and stuff like that. So I think he did a great job. I just feel like those pinpoints should be things that he's just starting with before, even if it's like before the camera start rolling, just so they know in advance. I think that's the one thing. But Deshaun was great.
So not your chosen family, but your family. How did they react to it?
It's crazy because my immediate family, my aunt, my uncle, my two cousins, that's pretty much all I have here. My brother, my nephew, are like all that I have here in California with me. And so they knew about the show, but like my aunt and uncle are older. They don't really watch TV like that. So my younger cousin and her mom were like super excited. And I guess when they finally watched the show, they like all called. I was like, why is my phone being so crazy? And it was like my cousin, she must have called my whole family. So like all of my cousins started to like call my phone. So they were like super excited to see me on TV. But again, this is not normal. I mean, this is normal for them to see me on TV. But I guess winning was when they found out I won was kind of like the big hoorah because they were like super, super excited. Like my cousin called me one night watching the episode crying, like, oh my God, I did not know. I'm like, cousin, it's okay. Like, show's over. Show's been over. She's like, I know, but I really want to come around more, blah, blah, blah. It made my family a little bit closer because like we're so distant right now. We've all branched out and gone different places, especially like my generation of my siblings. So it made them like, oh, I need to come see you and we need to hang out more. And not because I won, but just because, they saw the emotion from my parents passing, my mom and my dad being the show, and they were like, they just want to be around more because I do sometimes feel like I don't have my family as close as I used to, not in a bad way, just because we've all branched off and stuff and gotten older since I was a teenager. So I do think that was a good thing to hear my cousins say that they want to spend more time with me and see me. So
with your mom not being here anymore, she's looking down to you right now. What would she be telling you and how would you feel?
My mom's favorite thing to me when I did something good was "You go, boy," because she loved Martin. So she would always, so I would definitely think like that would be oddly enough, when we won, I don't think if anybody noticed it, but when I stood up, I looked up and then I looked over and I saw her say, "You go, boy," and smile. So that was a weird moment for me because I've never had one of those kind of experiences where people like, oh, I saw my mom and blah, blah, blah. Like it's never really happened, but I think that was like some real mojo jojo that was going on just because my emotions were crazy. So I could look over and I imagined her being on the side and she's saying, "You go, boy," and smell it. So I think that would be the most she would say is "You go, boy," and then she'd start laughing because my mom was a big goofball. So she'd probably say "You go, boy," and start laughing, and then she'd probably drink. My mom doesn't drink, but I probably would have made her drink. I might have made her smoke too. But she doesn't drink often, but she would have drank with us that night.
And as far as your kids go, what would you like to tell them?
Stay focused. Don't let none of the negativity get you down. Spend your money wisely. Invest. Save. And fuck the haters. They gonna hate anyway. And get ready for next season because we gotta make a debut.
As far as your winnings and the Legendary Trophy, what are you going to do with the money?
I'm going to save it. I want to get a house just so I can have more access to my kids when they need me, and bigger space for that. I'm going to buy a new motorcycle because I wrecked mine before I left for the show, which I already did. Give me a new bike. Super excited about that. I wanted to start my own, not necessarily nonprofit, but I wanted to start a transitional home. So I want to save up and try to get an apartment to where I can groom young talent that want to do whatever it is they want to do, as far as sing, dance, act, cook, whatever it is they do. I want to be able to have a transitional home to where, they can come into the space, learn crafts, and, transition from being either homeless or just into the real world of whatever, it is they want to do into the entertainment field. So that's kind of coming true now because I'm pretty much doing that for Reach LA right now. I just don't have an actual hub for people to do it, but I do have Reach LA where they can come and learn crafts and stuff like that. And I'm implementing a bunch of new things for them to make this work for me. So everything that I said I want to do with my money is kind of happening. So I'm just super, super stoked and excited that I even had this opportunity to do so, because I think my money and all my kids' money are definitely being spent on appropriate things.
And then if anyone that is watching this that knows somebody of nonprofit organizations or is part of a nonprofit organization, definitely check out the description box below. I'm going to list Jamari's all of his social medias and his email for you to contact him, so that can get moved along with the transitional homes and stuff that he wants to do, because I think that's very important. Now, as far as stuff that you want to manifest, and I'm a big believer in manifestation and a big believer in what you want to do. So for my audience and people that share this as well, to hear you and what you want to do, what do you want to get into? What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? What things do you want to dive into?
I want to act. I think acting would be a good thing for me because I feel like I'm a great actor. I also want to get into interior design. I'm actually amazing at that. So I want to try to put my foot in the door. That I want to actually get my own clothing line off the ground and really start taking it super serious, because I do it now, but I do it as a side thing. But I want to have my own brand, and I want to do my own thing, because I feel like there's so many people that don't get a chance to model or don't get a chance to be creative because of their ethnicity or where they come from. So I do want to give that platform to people, especially for fashion, because some of my kids are amazingly talented fashion designers, and it's hard to get your foot in the door for that. So if I could be the foot in the door for that, that would be amazing. I also want to travel. I want to travel and teach Vogue all over the place. I want to travel and just be able to have my voice heard, so that people that are like me can see that, you can go from not having much to having it all, or having it all and living better. So I do think that being able to go and just not even just Vogue and just be able to talk to people, because I feel like being able to express yourself and have conversations, I think would be amazing. So I think I would love to travel and just go to conferences and stuff like that and talk and to the younger generation and try to get their heads right, because a lot of people see things on TV and they want to live like that versus living like themselves. And I feel like a lot of young people don't really get to have those type of talks, like the talks I have with my kids, and I see that I changed their lives. So if I can change theirs, why not try to change millions of others?
So people that are watching that live in Europe, that live Asia, that live in Africa, that live in South America, if you want to book Jamari for a classes, or anything that you want to learn about Vogue or ballroom related topics, definitely hit him up. Like I said, his info is going to be in the description box below, so you guys can reach out, because he is a very great teacher. And also, Jamari, you do teach classes as well in LA. So definitely, if you guys are in LA, hit him up. He's an amazing, amazing, amazing choreographer. And I love your classes that you put up on Instagram with the heels and the dancing. It's dope as hell. What do you want to look for in season 2?
I want to look for like all the things that I didn't get to do. I want like people to be able to come from the ceiling. I want it to be like a real show. I want people to have as much power as they can with their creativity that we didn't get to have for season 1. I feel like the budget is going to be so much better that people are going to get to do exactly what they want, which is why I'm like, damn, I wish I was on season 2. But I mean, I'm the blueprint right now, so I'm excited about that, and I just want people to just really use their creativity, and I want to see a show. I want to turn on the TV and be totally excited with every episode. So y'all better do it.
So this is the end of the interview, Jamari. Thank you again for sitting down with me. I so appreciate it. And I'm so happy that you won, and you deserved it. You deserved it. You and your house deserved it. Shout out to you. Shout out to all of your kids from east to west, because Balmain is not just 5 people. It is literally a house that is nationwide at this point. So shout out to all of you guys. Shout out to everyone in Ballroom, actually. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing what you got to do. And again, congratulations. And thank you so much for coming on.
Of course, anytime. Love you.
Love you too. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, babes. Okay, you guys, so that is the end of our reaction and review. I hope you guys did like it. Honestly, I'm so happy for my brother. I've known him for, since 2002, 2003. So we've known each other for so long. We was actually in our first houses together. But yeah, I'm just so happy with how far he has gone, what he's accomplished, how much of a great father figure he is. And it just brings me a lot of joy, and I want nothing but the best for him, and truly all of his things that he wants to accomplish, I hope he does. All the things that he listed that he wants to do, and if you guys can help in any type of way, I'm going to list his info in the description box below, so make sure you guys go check that out. Support him, follow him. I'm so happy that he cleared up some stuff about the interview with Eyricka. Well, not clear up, but just his point of view about that interview. And I hope you guys learned a lot of stuff. The houses that are watching this now, and if you guys want to get on the show, I hope you guys kind of have more of information on what to look for, how to cater to the judge's appeal, and people that aren't part of Ballroom. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So let me know who you guys would like for me to interview next, you guys, and list that in the comment section below. I want to know you guys' thoughts, opinions, and everything about this interview. How did it go? What did you like? What did you not like? And what information was the best for you? What do you want to see on season 2? What houses do you want to see on season 2? And what person do you want to see on the panel to judge? And you guys hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already, and make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you guys will be notified every single time I upload. And you guys, life is your vision, and it is whatever you make it, as long as you make it freaking fabulous. Until the next one, you guys, bye.